Hi everyone, Tiffany here. So welcome to my quilting life. I know that this is super blurry, so since nobody's here, I'm going to spin this little thing until it's not blurry. This is a super close up of me. Hi Sandy. I'm trying to play with my husband's computer. Oh, look at that. You can see my bags under my eyes. Okay, there's my hallway. Let's see how well you can see me from over here. Oh, look at that. Much better. So, hi Diane. Okay, so don't mind me for a second. Right now we're just in, the camera is not facing anything. I wanted to be on live so I could do some sewing, but I also want to get a good angle because this camera is like far away. I don't know, but I can adjust it to where I need it as I go, but I can't see the comments because the screen. So for anybody that joins that's new, welcome. This is my Quilting Live. I'm Tiffany, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down here. There's a little button, it's red, and then it's going to pop up with a little bell. Hit that little bell and you'll get a notice every time I'm on live, which is all I seem to do. And don't forget to like my videos. I don't know why you have to like them. I guess it just helps them be on top. Yeah, give me a second and I'll finish getting this on so I can actually see the screen because I can see another name just popped up. Luana, hello. All right, so I'm going to face the camera down just a little bit so that you guys can see my sewing area. Look, you can see. You can't see me at the same time. I'll have to figure that one out, guys. All right. So you can kind of see me. All right. I guess that's close enough. All right, guys, so I am working on, I'm going to adjust that screen up just a little bit more. I put a stool for me to sit on in here so I can actually sew in here. I can't get my camera to go back any further, but hopefully you guys can see me really well. Like that, if I scoot it back just a little bit more. There it is, much better. You guys get to go through all the technical stuff with me because I'm not used to using my husband's computer. Hi, Linda. All right, so this way I can at least read my tablet and I can actually see how many of you are there from my tablet, which there's 8 of you. So hello, everyone. Making little fish blocks with scraps. Ooh, sounds like fun as the scraps I sent you. So I am working on, okay, I don't know if you guys remember some videos back, that kid quilt, the random kid quilt I made, and I started making these little hourglass blocks. Look, you can see that really good. I started making these little hourglass blocks from the leftovers. So far I've got myself a nice big pile of them going, and I'm making a ton. And when I trim them down, they'll be 2 inches because they're very small, guys. And I'm making a mini quilt. So I had a little bit, you guys can't see in front of me, but I had a little bit of yardage left over. Like I can't even say yardage because there's probably not even a 1/4 yard. And then I had pre-cut from when I made that a bunch of 5-inch squares. So I have a ton of those left over and a couple strips and a couple other weird odd pieces. But you guys should remember when I made this. This is the quilt that I had made from these fabrics. So I'm taking all the leftover pieces and leftover blocks and I am going to build myself a mini quilt out of all of this. And unfortunately I'm like sitting on a stool and I have a quilt as my seat because it's a very hard stool and it hurts my thumb. Other than that, we are in my quilting space and I can actually show you guys a very clear picture of us in here, of what my space looks like now. So give me 2 seconds. And I can finally show you guys around. I just hope I don't have to hold the thing the whole entire time. So, hey everyone. All right, I'm going to turn the camera around so that you can see everything. there's lighting. Okay. So, I have to stay like still. So there is a shelf I put there with some fat quarters. And then we have solids and mix and books, solids. And then there's my boutique shelf. And then there's all my flannel. And if I move this way, these are all my boxes of pre-cuts that I make myself. And then fabric by the yard, fabric by the yard. And I'm wondering if I stand all the way back out of the way, if you guys can see. So I got a TV going on in here. Obviously, you can see that. So there's the other shelf. The light is in the way. Then there's the bottom shelf right there. And it's on that one shelf that all this stuff was out in the garage. The only thing I don't have yet is a sewing desk. Then over there I have yardage, which are kids' prints and mixed. And then books and yardage, more yardage. And then the closet, which has all my daughter's stuff. Then I have my layer cakes and patterns and mix. Sewing supplies, quilts, quilt tops. And then, if you could see up and down over there, then I have fabric for clothing. And then I have my jelly roll and charm square thing. And then on this side, I hung, I don't know if you guys remember me making that quilt top. I just hung the top for now. I have to stay super still for it to not be blurry, sorry. I just hung the top for now on some clips, just to know that's where I want to hang quilt tops. And then my tablet, on my ironing board, in the sewing machine area. All my rulers are back there. And then if we get over here, this is my crap pile. Quilt tops are right there on that shelf. Then we have basting sprays, a dresser full of like leftover cuts. Trying to get the camera to angle right. Sorry guys. And then a stack, all that stack back there is like quilt tops and junk. And then more drawers and irons, and all this stuff has not been cleaned up yet on that side, but as you can see under there, that's my wonderful stool that I put a quilt as my seat. My ironing board and stuff. So yeah, it's a work in progress, but at least I'm sewing in here now. So let's put that back down. How well is my voice on here, guys? Here, I could slow down by just doing this, I guess. I should have put this in the first place. Why didn't I think of that? I'm a moron. So yeah, there's my shelving, and I move around slowly. TV on the quilt. There we go. That's much better. And then my little area right here where I'm working is going to be close up. And these are the blocks that I'm working on. So I have a whole pile going. So yeah, that's my little area so far. And let's face this right back to me. And sewing. Look at that. Stay. The camera wants to move. There we go. So that's my sewing space, guys, so far. And I'm too short, so even on a stool, I have a little wood step stool thing that my son made for me a while back to have my foot pedal on, so I could actually even reach the foot pedal, because without it I can't reach the ground. That's what I get for being short. Yeah, the quilt as a seat works for me, definitely. Why is that screen showing something else? I have no idea. Oh, I have no idea what that's doing. Okay. So, this is my quilt room. and I'm going to do some sewing while you guys are here. So let me see if I got all the comments. Slow down. I tried my best to slow down. All right. Hello, Billy. Hi, Vicky. Hello, Seneda. No, customer quilt is sitting over there in a pile. I got, my deadline was pushed to the day before Christmas. So, because I was moving in here and I explained it to her, and luckily, it's not lucky for her because she's got family problems right now, but she's out of state in Georgia right now. So she said, just take my time, get things done as I get it done, and finish all this because I had all this a disaster. So that move thing kind of stopped me from the quilting. She said it was okay because she's not going to be home until the day before Christmas. But she would like to, have her finished quilt by then. So I'm hoping to have it done by then. So yeah, I got my deadline pushed on that. So I'm going to get to sewing on some of these little, I already had made the 2 parts. So I sewed 2 triangles together. And I'm using blue and orange. So one of each. And then I'm just putting them opposite of each other. I somehow, I don't know how, had more blue, see those, than I had of orange. So I'm going to make another totally different block with all the leftover blue because there's plenty of it. I'll just sew them together and make something nifty out of it. And the same as anything, I'm sewing my quarter and seam. And these are all those little cutoffs. And I think the quilt top. So that you guys remember, this is the quilt top. You guys remember when I made this? It has to be quilted, so it's in my pile. I made 2 stacks. Need to quilt now and can wait a little while to quilt piles. So I have a need to quilt now pile, and I'll wait until whatever. That means domestic or long arm quilting. Hi, Tiff. I am going to quilt it with this machine, but I don't know if I want to sit down or put it on the frame. So we'll see. I don't know how. It's probably, whatever it is, it still has to be free motion because it's all custom quilting. So we'll see how that turns out when I go to do that. Right now, I'm just messing around with other stuff, getting used to the sound. We're working on making, I don't know how to explain this. So like I put all the fabric that way on all that whole wall. I put all the shelves of fabric, and surprisingly, I thought it would work as a sound barrier, but my husband last night and the night before could hear me in here sewing. This wall has nothing on it, and it goes directly to my son's room on this side, and he can hear my machine barely, but in the living room, you can hear it really loud. So we got to figure out some more ways to soundproof the wall before I can just constantly be quilting. Right now, the only reason why I'm in here is because the girls are all playing outside with Scott and CJ, and I came in here to do a little bit of sewing and get the camera thing going properly and make sure that you guys can see me a lot clearer and get an angle going, because I could also move shelves. Like I said, you guys saw that mess right there. I can move all those shelves over so the camera can come at me at a different angle to see everything, I guess, and me, because you guys know I really, really like when you can see me. And I just remembered by looking that way. I do have to show you guys something. Give me 2 seconds, because this is going to be how you know that I had quite the learning curve. This is a mid-arm. Yeah, that's what a couple other of my friends were saying. So I want to show you guys something while I'm got you on here. Ugh. So I told you that I started quilting like 4 years ago, and I had no clue. And there's a little visitor in here, by the way. That's Triana. You guys have no idea what I was going through when I first started quilting. She can stand fine. She can stand. I didn't have rotary cutters. I didn't have nothing. When I was learning about rulers, I didn't have the money for it. So I took foam board and made my own rulers. and then I would use this to mark on my fabric the square size that I needed. So it's foam board with painter's tape around it and a hole even so I could hang it on the wall because I had a little hook thing. And then I even took a table mat. They're like hard plastic table mat, and I cut 3-inch. I think this is 3-inch by 8-inch piece. 2-inch. Wait, 3 inches wide by 18 inches long was this one. This one's 2-inch by 8-inch. My 8-inch square. It's all made out of like this hard plastic table mat, and another 10-inch square because the things I needed to cut with was scissors and I needed something. So I drew with a pencil on my fabric because I didn't know, And this is what I was doing 4 years ago with these and a pair of scissors to make things. And everything I made came from the size blocks that I had more, but a lot of them ended up thrown in the trash. But my husband said, don't forget to show everyone how you used to do things, Tiffany, because they might get a kick out of it. And I said, okay, I won't forget. And obviously, I almost forgot. So yeah, that's how I used to do things. But yes, it was great DIY. And now that I have regular rulers and rotary cutters, it's definitely been a lifesaver because I think I got more frustrated then, but I didn't ever stop. I didn't ever stop going for it. I still wanted to be a quilter. Whether I made my own and used scissors or got rotary cutters and actual rulers to actually cut and not hurt anything. And at one point in time, I did use a yardstick when I got a rotary cutter because I still couldn't afford a ruler. I would use the yardstick against those homemade rulers, line it up on there, and you should see one of my yardsticks has gouges in the wood because I wasn't used to it. And yeah, I made a big disaster out of things back then, but I've come so far in 4 years. So, yes, very inventive, guys. So, by the way, the table that this is on is not like this machine on this table. It vibrates really bad, so I have to kind of sew a little bit slow. But I got these all nice and pressed, and I just didn't. That's a lot of vibrating. I have this whole stack to press still. There's like, I think I counted 290 or 300. I think it was 200 or 390. Well, something in 90. I think it's 390. It's got to be more because there's this stack here too, and there's still more in my tub put together. So yeah, there's a lot of blocks going into this random small pieced quilt. Yeah, that's what I was hoping. I hung this on the wall, but it's just the quilt top. So, like I said, I got so many quilt tops that they all need to get finished. So for now, it can go on the wall so I know the amount of wall space. There is a quilt already on the wall that I made for my daughter. It's a wall hanging. Other than that, I have more things to do as soon as my daughter takes all of her things off the wall. So we'll hopefully figure out something for sound. It's just the machine that's loud, but I don't have the other machine in. It's still outside because I don't have a desk yet. And my husband was thinking on we should bring the desk in from outside, that big, huge, bulky desk. But I've done lots of measurements in here, and I don't know if it's going to fit. And if it fits, it will fit. It's going to take up a lot of space. And I was kind of hoping to keep as much floor space as possible for laying quilts out. Since I don't have a design wall, I have a design floor in here. The design wall is, I think, seen better days. The cardboard is falling apart. So I need to make a new one. Foam board. Foam board for what? The walls? Luana? I don't know what to use. I looked up a bunch of videos on YouTube, but I don't know. Some are saying that the walls need better insulation. I'm like, I'm not chopping these walls. We're not going to do anything to these walls. It's just the way they are. So I got to get creative on the outside of the wall. I don't know if foam board on the outside of the wall will cut down the noise that much. And as you can tell, you can hear this. It does not want to be on this table. This is my cutting table, technically, and layout table. Hello, Pamela. Nope, not in the garage. Not anymore. That situation will get figured out sooner or later. It'll be quilting in the garage, but piecing will be in here, and or any kind of free motion quilting or small projects. So I'll be inside. And it sounds funny because I can't reach the pedal in the position that it's in. And I am working on these little blocks, which are little itty bitty pieces that are coming out to be about 2 inches. Once I trim everything off and square them up, they'll be 2 inches. They're leftover pieces because I don't like to waste anything from a quilt that I had made on here in my videos. I don't even know what I call it. Square and a square. That's what I called it. Yeah. The husband is in here.
What camera are they? Oh.
On that.
Oh.
I got.
So you can see them.
I'm seeing the talking from here. There.
And this is the camera? That's working pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, 16 people watching.
Yeah, I just need to move it to a different side of the room. And obviously fix the fact that this vibrates like crazy.
Well, how do we do that?
I don't know. But Duwana said try foam board on the wall, and maybe you won't hear it as loud out there.
I was thinking a foam thing underneath. Dang.
Oh no, don't yet. I'm not gonna put a foam thing under here. The husband's in here talking to me, trying to get ideas from you ladies at the same time as I am.
Let's go back out there for the baby. Feeding the rest of the menu.
Everyone's saying hi, Scott.
Tell my aunt says hi.
Hi, Gypsy's mom.
Are you watching a movie while you're online?
Oh, I just have it on this, like, whatever.
You're goofy.
Fabric is stored on bookshelves. Along the living room wall. That's what we have. All the fabric is on the living room wall, and then my son's bedroom wall is this side that the sewing machine is on. We thought that having the sewing machine on this side and fabric on that side would help, but it's not helping. He can still hear everything out there. I don't know. We'll figure it out. The good part, whether I'm figuring out or not, the good part is, guys, I'm in the house. No more either shivering out there and or so hot that I can't be out there. Well, I could because I don't mind the heat, but the heat does after a while, causing me to sweat and stuff constantly will, make me just too lethargic and not want to sew. So the good part is that I am in the house. That's the positive that we were looking for all this time. Foam insulation. Hi, Kelly. From other live streams. Yep. Me and Sandy from Poor Man's Sewing and Mark, the Quilting Marine, we kind of all have the same followers. The same people that chit-chat when we're on live. And then a bunch of other, like Margaret Lowen Sewing. I know a lot of you guys watch that. And so on and so forth. The rest of all the onlines that do live. So once you get to know somebody, knocking the water bottles down. Once you get to know somebody elsewhere, you'll find them in other places. Because you'll see me when I'm not on my lives doing my thing. You guys will see me chit chat on other people's as well. Oh yeah, being in the house is a lot better. I've only been sewing in here for a few nights though, because it took a while to get everything from out there, and I still have yet to bring in everything. I'm going to leave all my storage tubs of fabric out there. I left a lot of like backing fabric stuff out there because in case I just quilt out there only and piece in here. So I left like that kind of stuff out there. There's a couple quilt tops out there still. Boxes and boxes and boxes of scraps are all out there still. The frame is still out there still. You know, all that kind of stuff is out there. I cannot get my pedal to stay, so it's hard to hold it at the same time because it's on a stool. Yep, that's what we watch. Mom and Pop Quilt Shop also. Did everybody catch Donna Jordan's new video tonight? She did a Sister's Choice block in a bunch of different colors, and it looks like a bunch of different blocks, but it's all the same thing. It looks like fun. I think I'm going to try it. With a jelly roll. A table runner. I just got done watching it before I decided to go on. Because I was outside playing with the girls while watching the video, which is what I happen to do a lot. Like when I watch Sandy, like last night, I was playing and watching at the same time. Yes, and Jean True Love, I watch her. I watch everybody. If you guys saw my playlist, you'd be like, what? There's like 130 people, 130 different channels on my playlist, all quilting. And then there's like, I don't know, 60 of sleep things, because I don't watch them, I listen to sleep sound waves and hypnotic sleep things and stuff. Yeah, so I listen to a lot of that, and I use their 8-hour live videos. So once, yep, I'm subscribed to all of sound, the knee board that you need for home theaters, you can use as a design wall. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yes, Diane, I'm just like you. I like anything quilting related, anybody that does quilting stuff, but I also love people just like me, that live interaction. Let me tell you, it helps. It helps make decisions. It helps decide, deciding how things should be or should, and then learning from you guys, telling me what I should do for my walls and stuff, like the ideas flow easier and faster when you have somebody to chit chat with. It just sucks that we can't open a bunch of screens and all chit chat together, because that would be so awesome if we can just open a screen with 30 different pictures and we can see each other. I think that would be awesome, but I don't think they have those kind of things available yet. I know there are some kind of group chats, but I think there's only, my daughter uses a group chat where 5 or 6 people can talk at once, but YouTube don't have that. Of course, I don't think everybody wants to be on camera either, but yeah, whatever. It's like a class. It's interactive and live. Yes, I watch T-Quilt also. Hi, Susan. So I just clipped them all apart, and I kind of just been making myself a little stack and then chain piecing, clipping them apart, making a stack, put them over by the iron. I take my little tub and I take one of each, just stack them together right next to me, making sure that my little, what I'm trying to make sure of is that my main color and then my pop colors are 2 different fabrics. Every time I grab one, I don't want them to both have the green with the polka dots. So I'm just kind of separating them, and then I make a little stack next to me, making sure that no 2 colors are the same. One of each, though. Just, I don't know. I like having my stuff right in front of me. It helps me. And I just make a big stack, and then I sew all these together, and then make another big stack. So on and so forth. Keep sewing together. Another from Our Islands Craft Straight 2. Hi, Billy. I didn't even see that you just popped on there. Just relaxing after finishing up Christmas shopping. Christmas shopping already? I'm a last minute kind of person. This year we're not doing anything though. This year the kids are all getting gift cards, making it so much easier. They can go buy what they want because they're older. It's so hard to buy for older teenagers. See, I don't want those 2 together. It's hard to do anything. So, and I'm like I'm like a humbug, honestly, with holidays anymore. Maybe it's just because every time a holiday comes up, I'm always sick. It seems like I'm just getting sicker and sicker, and every time there's a holiday, I don't know. It's hard to get away from being sick on holiday, and then I don't want people around when I'm sick, so. A lot online, so to buy a couple things. Well, that makes it easier. The only things we bought a few things online. But that's it. And that was just for the girls because, well, they'll like what we got them. I'm not going to say it though because my girls actually watch my videos. So, ha ha ha, Alexa and Maxine, you guys aren't going to see or know what you're getting until Christmas. Oops, those two are the same. Don't want those two. Look at them just making another little pile. And look, you know what's cool about being in the house is I can keep wearing my tank tops and I don't have to wear a big, huge, bulky sweatshirt to go out in the. Well, to me it's cold. To you guys, it's like 54 right now. I think that's what it said last time I went outside. It was like 54. So for me, it's cold. For you guys, you're like, girl, it's like 2 degrees here. Because, you know, that's probably what it is where you guys live. But me, I would die. I would die a cold, frozen death. Okay, so that's enough. Let's move it out of the way and just start sewing more. I'm hoping to get this whole entire pile done so I can make a block or something out of all these other pieces that were only blue. I don't know how there was more blue than there was orange. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, the 12th grade. Oh, yeah, gift cards are so much easier for teenagers. I don't know. I haven't even started thinking about it. Yeah, we thought about it and then we're like, yeah, we'll just do gift cards this year. So much easier. And that's the one thing they probably know that they're getting is gift cards. Because we made that conclusion before they moved out. And a couple other people in my family, they're getting quilts, but they already know that, so. But obviously I haven't got those done yet either. Just end up doing all this instead. When this is finished, it'll make a good gift though. Oh, I'm sorry, Billy. That sucks. Pray for him. Hopefully, everything goes okay. ICU is bad. That's when you know it's bad, is when someone's in the ICU. So, prayers for Billy's husband. So I'm just chain piecing all these through, one right after the other. It's a lot of little pieces, but chain piecing actually helps. It keeps everything organized and in order. See how that table is just like, you can hear it. You guys can't see it. You're probably seeing it move just a little. It's moving. Can't go fast. That's the funny part. Microwave cozies. I never made those, and I asked a friend how to do it, and I didn't want to go buy the, I guess it's scrim-free batting to make them with. But I am going to make some pot holders, which I guess I don't need to put the microwave safe stuff in. So I just need the double batting. I don't know when I'm going to make them, but I'm going to make them. I haven't made anything other than kids' pants and a dress for me, and I tried attempting to make underwear. Other than that, I've never made anything other than clothes. My sewing skills are, I can't sew a straight line for the life of me, so making anything other than a quilt is going to be hard. Nope, did not. It's just sitting right here on a shelf. It's all, the top and the bottom, the quilt top and the quilt backing are both finished. It's technically 2 quilt tops, but I have until the day before Christmas to get it done. So that's a positive because she's out of state, so it wouldn't have mattered if I would have finished it on time because she had a family thing, so she had to get you know, to her family thing, which was more important than her quilt. So it gave me more time to finish it and make sure everything is perfect when I go to quilt it. So that's a lot of quilt to quilt. It's like 108. It came out 108 by 108. It's a perfectly square, and it was supposed to be queen size. It is an oversized queen size, let me tell you. But that's because my measurements weren't completely perfect when it came to building that middle section, but that's okay. It'll definitely be showcased on a bed nicely. Oh, that's a lot of purchasing. I just have my mom and her husband, and then maybe my brother a gift card this year. My dad, and then Scott's mom and her husband, and then my 4 kids. Glad I don't have grandkids yet. And even though I'm saying that, I'm probably jinxing myself, but I better not, because all my kids have having kids plans. They have plans when and what age they will be when they start having kids. Let's see if they can stick to it, though. If they can stick to it, then that's an even bigger plus. Yes, everyone will get to see that quilt finished. And or probably see me quilting it. It all depends on how I quilt it. But I have like at least, I don't know, a week to decide, because it only takes me a few days to quilt. I could probably quilt the whole thing in a day that I have no girls here. I can just go outside and spend the whole day quilting. Obviously take time to eat and make sure I stay hydrated, but I could probably do the whole thing in one day. But knowing me, I will break it up into a few days. I still have a quilt that needs to be finished that I'm sitting on. It's my progress quilt. It's not even done. It's folded up under my butt. It's my free motion quilting project. So what's everybody up to? Is everybody having a good Saturday? Pretty sure it's night for all you guys too. It's 8:03 p.m. here. Anybody getting any sewing done? You guys are kind of quiet right now. I didn't freeze. Oh my god, this stupid table. Let me tell you guys. Sitting here making hexies and watching football. Football! Nothing against football fans. I'm just not much of a sports fan. Yeah, I know watching men and their tight pants bent over on a football field seems exciting, but I don't know if I really am interested in watching them throw a ball around and tackle each other for it. Same with baseball and stuff. Watching them throw a ball and somebody hits the ball. I don't know. I like watching stuff on YouTube and watching movies, I guess. Vicky, are you still working on the same stuff as earlier, Vicky? With the scraps from me? And done. Sun's quilt while you watch Brandon sew. Yeah. that one earlier. Brandon, so at number 9. Is that which one you're on? Sandy, with Brandon, are you on number 9? That's the latest one I watched. A few more pieces, and man, I don't know if I'm going to finish these tonight or not, because there's so much more to iron as well. Oh my goodness. And Mr. McSteamy is not only steamy, but he's so hot, let me tell you. And yesterday, I think I burnt my fingers like 4 different times because I was like trying to split the piece open. So I was like, instead of finger pressing, which is what I normally do, I was taking it to the ironing board, and then they were folded in half, and then I would lay it and I would hold it open and then try to slide the iron, and I kept hitting my finger, kept hitting it. Oh, it was so annoying. I hit it like 4 times and burnt myself. And yeah, I'm surprised it doesn't have a big blister today, but it's still red. Yeah, that thing gets so hot. Rainy day, yes. But I'm glad we didn't have rain. I was in bed all day. Well, most of the day. Just laying there. I don't know. Can't sleep, but I took pain pills a little bit into the day, and it gives me foggy head. I hate the way some of my pain pills make me feel. And it doesn't even really take the pain away. That's why I usually don't take pain pills. I just, whatever. But today I was in bed, and I took a shower, and I feel a little bit better. It's just because I've been so stuffed up and cough, and it just won't go away. So I'm glad there's no rain or anything to make it worse. Seriously need one of those darn things. Sandy, tell me what it's called again. That purple thing that you use, that you when you chain piece and you slice it, what is that darn thing called again? I had opened it up on my tablet, and then I lost that screen, obviously, when I closed it out. But I was going to order one, and I keep forgetting what it's called. Where are you at, Tiff Smith, for it to be an hour lower than me? Did it stop raining for you since last night, Sandy, by the way? Yeah, just let me know. I really want to get one. I saw the one on one of Angela Walters' videos, too. Hers is a little bit smaller, but I couldn't remember the name of hers. I thought it was called the purple thing, but I looked at the purple thing, and it's a stick, a stiletto foot thing, a stiletto pusher thing. So, I don't know. When I typed in, oh my God, seam ripper type things, it doesn't come up under that. I don't know. I think I was typing it in wrong. I couldn't find it, though, from my original time looking it up. Oh, Washington. Oh, you're somewhere cold, too. Everybody's in cold areas. I don't know how you guys live in cold. I know where you are, Dewana. It's cold there, too. It sounded like it was pouring, coming down on you guys last night on your video. I don't like rain. I mean, I love the rain. I love going out during thunder and lightning storms and stuff, but the rain just makes me hurt more. And I get the sniffles awful easily when I go out in the rain. Even if I'm not out in or getting wet in it, I still somehow seem to get sicker. The cutting is. Okay, I'm going to write this down this time. All right. That way I can look it up when I'm done. Because I really need one. All this chain piecing that I do. I do a lot of chain piecing, and the snips don't, I mean, they're amazing. I don't know if you guys can see. These snips are awesome. I love the snips, but it requires this motion, this snipping part, so makes it a little bit, I don't know. It starts messing with my fingers after a while, especially with as much as I do rows of like 100, you know? I do a bazillion pieces. If they're all the same, I end up doing so much that my fingers start getting sore. Hi, Anna. Yeah, we got that now. We know. I'm going to look it up. I definitely am going to try to get me one. That way I don't have to do it the way I've been doing it forever. So I'm just putting the rest of these pieces together because it didn't seem like there was that much, but I guess there is because I'm pretty sure it's like 390 pieces here. There's a lot. Just trying to make sure that no two are the same. Like I just pulled 2 pink polka dots. I don't want 2 pink polka dots together, so I have to go make sure I grab a different piece. That's another reason why I pre-lay things out in front of me, so that I can make sure that I'm getting an equal amount of everything and no two will be the same. And if you hear banging sounds, that's because the kids are in the room next to me. Do I have to write that down too, that it's by the Gypsy Quilter? It's all written down. So when I'm done here, I can go online and look. You guys do find those things a lot easier, right? When you're chain piecing to use those? Because I'm 1 piece off. Looks like I need to make 1 more. Blue one. Got some from the top. Yep, I gave you guys a tour. Yep, you'll have to just watch the replay. That way I don't have to, because when I moved this is the, remember when I went and bought a camera thinking I can use it with my tablet, and then I had to order a special piece for my tablet? Well, I still can't get the program to work properly on my tablet to use this camera. It's like it's just a regular laptop camera, but an external one. I don't know what it's called. It's just a camera. It's nothing fancy. It's not something you can record on kind of camera. It's just like when you talk to someone face to face. It's one of those. And it was supposed to hook to my tablet, but I just plugged it into my husband's computer for now to see how well you can see. But when I do move it around, it kind of gets fuzzy. So, or else I'd move it around again. But this is just tonight's angle. I'm going to try to figure out something else. I want to try to angle it more from the other, like farther, and then that way you guys can see like more, you know. I don't know. I like looking at the screen as opposed to having to turn my head every time. I mean, that's no big deal or anything, but I don't know, I'm weird like that. I like to be able to just say, hey, you can see me. Feels like a conversation, you know. When I'm having a conversation, I like to look. Although this way I have to look to the side because I can't see that screen. Hi, Suburban Hillbilly. No, this is my Juki. This is the one that's usually on the frame. It's just in here on my table temporarily. It's going to be my permanent piecing machine because I'm tired of that brother. I still have it, but I think that's just going to be for applique and backup machine. This will last forever, so I'm just going to probably have it for applique, or when I'm Frankensteining batting together and need the zigzag stitch, that's probably what I'll use that for. This is just a straight stitch only. Chain piecing faster. Okay, yeah. See, I knew it was going to make it a little bit easier. That's why I was going to get one. Only because this is all I ever do. I like to get bored easily of doing the same thing over and over again, but then all I'll do is take the project that I'm bored of, I'll put it in my little container and move it out of the way, and then I'll do some free motion quilting and then come back to this project again. I don't know. I don't get the same thing over and over isn't that horrible to me. It helps me keep track of the position that I'm doing things. Plus, I like it so fast, so it gets done faster if I just do it this way. I definitely need an easier way to keep my chain piecing to not having to snip constantly. This table is vibrating all the way out of my way. I think for Christmas. And a new chair to sit while I sew. Big Bertha, what's that? Is that a machine? What are you talking about? Diane? Press all yeah, because I got this big huge pile here. It'd be nice to have someone to press it for me. I always thought about that too, having a little sew buddy come over and do the things, because my kids won't do it. You guys know that. Maybe Alexa would, but the rest of them, they won't. And that way things get done faster. Because after all the pressing, I have to go and trim all these little blocks. Oh, that's going to be so much fun. Trimming all these little blocks. Snowing, Vicky. I'm still wondering what you're talking about, Diane. Big Bertha by Arrow. What is it? Is it a sewing machine or a long arm or sit machine? So it's a sewing machine then, because that price sounds like a sewing machine price. You'll have to share a link with me, Diane, in Messenger, so I can see what you're getting. I like to know the things that you guys get. Here's one that I don't think I've asked you all. What sewing machine do you sew on? What's the name of your sewing machine? Your favorite one. The one that you are always found piecing on. Me, it's my Juki. I love to piece on this thing. All my other ones, I can care less about. The Juki is my favorite. What's your favorite? And if you're watching this later, put it in the comments. I want to know your favorite sewing machine. I, in the future, would love to find a treadle, because my mom said that it may seem whatever, but it'll work your legs out. Moving your legs, sewing like that. She says it's like the perfect stitch. It's better than any electronic machine. So I'm going to look into one, see if I can't find one at a yard sale or something. You never know. There's been a lot of machines on my local selling site. So I'm just not interested in any of them. A lot of stingers too. People have been getting, and the ones that are in the table, but they don't work. So I'm not going to buy something that don't work, because I don't want to have to fix it and take it apart and whatever if it's sold. So I want to find something that works. Have me a little old-fashioned machine. To know. sewing machine. Oh, it's a machine cabinet. Oh. I wonder if I could get a cabinet for this machine, because then I would be able to not have to worry about getting a desk. I still need to find a desk. I can't keep sewing on this table. I need to sit on a regular chair, because my bum, even with a quilt under it, it's killing me. I don't even care if it's my regular chair that I was using outside, my little fold-up chair, as long as I can sit in a chair and not on the stool. UPF 600 and Singer 301. Those are the ones you go to the most. Gypsy's mom, Susanna Warren, right? I was tired of it sitting on a little bitty table with no room around anything. Longer than I thought. It's just too. Now tea is steaming. I have a brother straight stitch almost. Oh yeah, like the one that the Quilting Marine uses. It's like a brother 1500 or something like that. Little bobbin attachment ropes. Now you have to order another one. You'll see it in a minute. Isn't it? That's what was in your live behind you in your live last night, right, Sandy? Exactly. Okay. Got the Viking, also because it embroiders. I wanted to get an embroidery machine until I saw the prices of some of them. So if I ever get into embroidery machines, I'll probably just start with, yes, the crappy brother. But maybe there's a Singer or something, or if I could find one at a yard sale. I had a friend find one at a thrift store, so you never know. Hers came from a thrift store, and all she had to order was a power cord because it didn't come with they must have lost it, or that's why it was donated to the thrift store. It's because it had no power cord. And yeah, she got a really nice one from a thrift store. Ordered the power cord, and it works amazing. Sewing machines. Like trading them out too. Time and time again. Diane's afternoon. Yeah, I want to get an older machine. Just like an old-fashioned machine. I don't know why. I just do. And if it sounds like I'm not sewing properly, it's because like I said, my foot is on a stool with my foot pedal. I'm holding it back with one foot, and I'm from moving on the stool, and the other foot is trying to sew on it. So yeah, I have both feet working right now. And they're hanging off the stool, which is making my legs hurt, but I'm almost done with these pieces, and then I can press them all. SE400 and embroidery, very machine is small. I see your machine, Vicky, the one on your table. It's not that small. You can do things on it, so that's all that matters. I quilted one queen size on my little brother, and the throat space was like that big. That's it, on my old brother. That screen popped up with something. I can't tell what it says. Can't see what it says. That writing, the screen is big, but it has me in a small picture right here, and then it has your guys' chit-chat on this side. Same as if on a tablet, but from the position is just kind of far away. 5 years ago, it's sewing and embroidery. Yeah, Singer Treadleland. When I'm gone, my daughter doesn't want it. She sews, but don't want an antique. What? Well, then you could just send it here to me. Well, it's me, and then I'll even pay for shipping to get it here. I always think about that too. When I'm gone, what are my kids going to do with all my stuff? Are they going to use it, or are they going to just donate it all? I think that's kind of dumb. I don't know. That's why I was hoping at least Alexa, the oldest, would get into quilting. I showed her the other day, not the other day, it was like the day before, or 2 days before Thanksgiving, I showed her some pictures online of what people do on long arms with artwork. So like single line drawing artwork, how they can make a horse on a long arm, and or a person's face with hair, flowing locks of hair, all from a picture. Well, she's an artist, so why not learn to long arm and do her artwork on a quilt? Why not, right? So I'm hoping that maybe she had, because the smile on her face was like, hey, yeah, I'm interested. That looks super awesome. So maybe she'll be a thread. She'll decide to play with thread and fabric in the future and turn her artwork into quilt designs. I told her she can even draw me up a pantograph, and I will try to follow it. If she can make it all one line, I can follow it with the laser and make whatever she draws up. So we'll see if she does. Things like it does not do embroidery. Fun. Make sure you get a cabinet that will accommodate your machine. Not all cabinets made for larger machines. Still in motion. That's cool. That sucks, Pamela. Well, a bunch of people here, if there's somebody else that you can leave things to, somebody that will appreciate everything, you might as well do that. Make buddy with someone else that's younger and can take everything and appreciate everything, Like I said, when I'm at that age and, whatever, or if something even happened to me, I would hope that my kids do something with all this and appreciate it, or at least finish all the quilt tops or something, because by then I'll probably have a bazillion more quilt tops than I have yet to get to. And you know what the funny thing is I enjoy all parts of quilting, but I seem to have a lot of quilt tops, like as if you would assume that I just like piecing and making quilt tops, but actually I like all of it. I like everything from designing it to piecing it to putting it together and then quilting it and then binding it. All of those things I love. I like every part of quilting. I have no single favorite out of all of it. I like doing it all. But it seems lately that I have a thing for quilt tops because there's so many of them lying around this room that need to be quilted. Does any of you out there have a favorite part to quilting? It's from the 60s back to the 30s or so. If Totter's a throwaway queen, that sucks. No, this one every manufacturer still builds machines with another frame and components are attached with metal, not plastic. Interesting. Has to be at least 60. No idea, but it works. No idea if it works. Get it out and see if it works. Am I out of bobbin? Yes, I am. Bobbin change. Oh, 2 more left. I better get this all finished. 2 more bobbins. I don't like to roll my bobbins when you guys are here because it seems like it just takes up too much wasted time. So I like to have them all pre-rolled before I make videos. So that way I have a ton of pre-rolled bobbins. I do love it all. Same, yeah, I don't know why I do. I just do, Sandy. I love every last bit of everything with quilting. I don't know. The only thing, when some parts is like applique. I don't know if I really love applique. Maybe because every time I've appliqued something, it looks horrible. Like my customer quilt, well, I I can't say it looks horrible because it doesn't look horrible, but to me, because I'm the person putting it together, it looks horrible. Other people are going to be like, wow, that's amazing, but my own personal opinion about my own personal applique work, it's not always the greatest. But that's also because I stitch everything with a blanket stitch on a brother machine. So maybe if I did it differently, it probably wouldn't look as horrible. If I had a different machine. Tiff Smith, you hate cutting. What? I love cutting. I just don't like cutting my fingers because I used to do that. I don't do it anymore. But I used to all the time. Hand quilt. You like hand quilting, Pamela? Susan likes it all. I find it amazing how far sewing machines have come and what they can do. Yes, there's so many different things. Like, did you guys know that 90% of all the long arms that are manufactured this day in America are made in America, for one, and for two, they are all computerized. I'm not just saying computerized as in like the machine that quilts for you, like you guys seen Donna Jordan Fabrics, how she presses a button and the machine does it. I'm talking the machine itself is computerized. Like, it requires a tablet to run the machine. It's crazy. I was looking at other long arms and stuff and watching videos of long armors, and I've noticed that you can't do anything unless you have the tablet connected to the long arm or whatever the computer part of the long arm. And then there was a video I watched of how they were attaching like upgrading machines. I think the Crafty Gemini is her video. She had her long arm upgraded, and they took it all apart, and it's all computerized things. They soldered a couple things and put it together, and bam, she had a whole entire awesome new machine from upgrading it because it's all computerized. So, yeah. I don't know how long arm machines ran before there was computers, but it's all computerized now. I cut my finger one time, and I recorded. I sewed through my finger, and I was recording while doing that, but you guys all saw that. I've chopped this finger and this finger and this finger. This one I sewed. I don't know if you guys can't see that, but this one is sewed. I sewed the end back on, and this one I sewed the end back on. This one I got really bad. I chopped almost the whole end off of it. And then this one I sliced right through. Like, I don't know what I was doing, but I was left-hand cutting. This is when I first started realizing I could cut left and right-handed. I went right through it, just right through the edge, and tore off a chunk right before my finger. For my fingernail, and yeah, it was pretty gross. And every single one of those incidents, I sewed my finger back together because I have needles and I have thread, and I know how to sew. But you got to make sure if you're sewing yourself together that first of all, it can't be too deep of a wound, because if it is, you need to go to the hospital. Second of all, you need to have a polyester thread and not a cotton, because the cotton is going to really, really, really burn. I already learned that one. Polyester doesn't burn as bad when it's healing. And thirdly, a really tiny, the needle can be long, but it needs to be the smallest gauge needle that you can find. Because the thicker the needle, the more you won't be able to stick it through your skin. And I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but if you can't get to a hospital and you chop your finger, you got to know how to sew it back together. Because sometimes duct tape don't fix everything. And super glue burns bad, let me tell you. I put super glue over the times I've stitched through my fingers, and it burned so bad. So I can only imagine what it'll do to a gaping wound. Okay, hold on, I gotta cut the thing. I still putting it together and sewing. I want manual long arm. Well, actually, the long arms can be put in manual mode, so you can still manually stitch them. But, like, okay, so when this is on the frame, this one has a stitch regulator. When it's on the frame, it plugs into the machine. So when I use it on the frame, I don't use the stitch regulator. I never have, because only reason is because I didn't put the sensors on correctly. I think my sensors were off or something, so it never worked. It just would, like, get stuck in the fabric. Secondly, I 100%. So when I went to the quilt shop, looking at long arms. I like, when I go to the quilt shop, I look at the long arms, and I like to play with the one that she doesn't have a quilt on usually, because she usually has like 4 or 5 handy quilter machines, and I like to play on them. And I always turn it to manual mode. She asks why. I said, that's just the way I prefer. She says, well, you don't like, the stitches all being consistent, like 12 stitches per inch, whatever. It's like, nope, I don't care. I'm the one that controls it, and I like the look of how it comes out. So you can put any machine in manual mode. Just remember, all machines have a computer attached to them. Even Gamels have some kind of screen or something. They have little buttons and stuff on the front on the Gamels, and Gamels are more of the older style ones, but they still have some sort of electronic parts and components that help it go. Juana, you don't like cutting either, huh? So all those scraps I gave you, didn't want to cut them up? I think it's fun. I like it. Looking at the Go die. I don't like those pre-cut cutter things. Plus, they're expensive. Let me tell you, super expensive. I don't know. To me, I think it's just a waste of money when I could just cut it all myself. I guess I'm old-fashioned that way, doing it all myself. I can do it in my free motion better. Yep. Wait, you sewed through your finger? I've sewed through my finger a bazillion times. This machine, because I go so fast, this is my finger sewing machine. I sew my fingers through the machine. I haven't done it in a while. Probably 6 months since my last one. The video is on here. It's like within the first 10 minutes of the video, I sewed right through my finger. You'll hear me cuss because it hurt. Yes, it was horrible. Super good. But it works. Cut the tip off your finger and sew on your finger before. Yeah, it's easy to just sew your own finger. Show someone who's finding and sewing, choosing the patterns right down to the binding. Yep, same here. Like drawing. Yes, you can do it on the long line. Those sensors are very touchy sometimes, and I have the wrong buttons. Post together further up. There's a question: how would long line machines run for an electrical motor? See, I don't know. I don't know any of that. I know you can watch videos of old Gamels, but there's still some kind of, so there's like on Gamel machines, I know that there's this square thing on the front of it. Like, it's not on the handlebars, the little touchy things. There's a square thing that you press a button or something like that. So that has to be electric, it has to be electronic of some sort. I don't know. Something runs through it, but just like there's gear-driven, belt-driven, and some other driven machines. Like, you really have to look up, because when I didn't even know there was as many long arm brands. If you guys are interested in long arms, Google the names of all the long arm brands. They're all made in America. I think there was like 18 different long arm brands, and I didn't even know it. I didn't know half of them exist. I always thought there was just like Handy Quilter and Gamel, and then I learned that there's a brand called Eclipse, and I knew that there was APQS, but I didn't know how many different machines, and they have like 16 different machines. They have a bazillion. All right, so I have, you guys see this? Wait, I'm not done. I gotta press all this now. So if I stack them on top of each other because they're falling, here's my now need to press pile. So I'm not going to bore you guys with all the pressing, so I'll press all that in a little bit. But this is what I'm going for, is these little squares. There's tons of different, none of them are the same, but the only thing that's the same is that they both have blue and orange in them. So, like I said, there's going to be like 300 and something of them. It's a large number. And there's a bunch. And they're really cute. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I know I'm making them. And then I'll make all those other pieces. And, yeah. I don't know. I like using the little scraps up. I hate wasting them. Alright, let's see what you guys are saying. I'm going to get off of here in a second, but I want to see what you guys are saying first. Been hand cutting my fish out. Juana, you're hand cutting. I hated that when I was doing it. I'm kind of glad I have a rotary cutter. But if it's fish, then it's probably a curved edge, right? I have the wrong size needle for the thread you were using. Well, Barbara, if you didn't know, here's a little tip. Oh my goodness. If you Google the needle versus thread, there's a needle thread guide on Google, and it usually pops up on images, and just screenshot that image or download it to your device. There's a chart on there that tells you what needles to use with 50, 40, 30, 20 weight threads, and it tells you what needle versus what other needle, and it also says which ones versus poly and cotton. It says which ones versus, like if you're using silk type threads, or if you're using threads that are like those glitter threads, shiny threads, and so on and so forth. There was also another chart that said thread brand, and it had the brands of threads that are out there, and the preferred needle for that brand of thread as well. I saw that chart on there as well, but I kind of go by the all over thread guide, thread needle guide. If you Google it, there's a guide on there. It gets the right one every time, and I still can't find my paper because I had it. I wrote it all down, but I'll find it when I finish cleaning up, and then that will sit on the wall next to me so that I remember every time I pull out a needle which one I'm sewing with, as opposed to what thread I'm using. I like this. Take those cutter things and takes the fun away. And sewing just means you're sewing quicker. Billy, your Grace has manual regulated cruise and regulated precision. Yep, that's what those things have. I like cutting out. It's fun. I kind of wanted once that you just said that, Sandy. I was thinking what it would be like to do an art quilt, because I still have yet to do a real like art quilt. Thought about how it would work, just taking and cutting out a bunch of things from whatever with the scissors, and however it comes out, that's how it's getting sewn on, and then just take a big huge thing of just one solid color, hook it together, and just put a bunch of things on it. I thought that would look cool, but again, that's back to the applique, and I'm not really. I mean, I like it, but I don't think it looks right. That makes sense. For me, my point of view, when I do my own applique, Let's see, all about the tech stuff. Not me. You know how long it took me to figure out how to do YouTube videos, and I still have yet to go further than making live videos all the time. Sooner or later, guys, I can just record them. I don't even know how to use my husband's computer to record a video because I don't know how to get to the screen. But he doesn't even know how, none of us know how, to go to a screen to where the camera can even see what we're doing. I know how to do it from my tablet, but I don't know how to do it from his computer. I'm 100% lost. I am not a tech person at all. I will put stitch regulators on mid-arm machine. See, I have a stitch regulator that connects to this, but I don't know how well it would work. I've never used it while stitching right here, you know what I mean? While free motion quilting, I've only used it while it was on the frame. But I do have a thing for it, so I can do it if I wanted to, I guess. It's just as tricky as to do. I hope everyone has a great night, wonderful Sunday. Good night, everyone. I'm going to eat some pie and go to bed. Well, have fun with that pie, Pamela. Don't get those things stuck in my head, guys, because you know how I am. Every time you guys talk about food, I'm like, what are you having? You gonna send me some? All right, going to watch some TV with Cuddy. All right, everyone. So I thank you very much for coming and joining me. But next time I come on, which will be tomorrow, because tomorrow's so Sunday, I shall have all these pieces ironed, and we will live figure out what I'm going to do with them all, because I still have more fabric to add, but we'll figure out. I'm going to make blocks. I know that part. I'm going to make blocks, probably like 16 patch blocks out of all these pieces. But I still got to trim them all. But I don't think I'll have that done. So I'll have the pressing done. But thank you guys for coming and coloring this time. Oh. Thank you guys for coming and joining me for Saturday Night Sewing Live. And this is probably not a regular thing. I just decided to name it that. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And for those of you who are new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right there. Like my videos. You can even share them if you want. Get that out there that anybody that wants to learn how to sew or just wants to hang out and chit chat about sewing or quilting, because it's technically quilting. But yeah, have fun, you guys, and talk to you next time. Bye. Obviously, I can't say bye too fast because it takes me a second to get over here and turn this thing off, and I don't know how to turn it off from here. So, right there. Found it. Bye, all.